Okay. Now let's talk about Caitlinclark and Indiana Fever win over Phoenix Mercury. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show, taking y'all time to subscribe to the channel, liking and sharing my videos. I really appreciate all that. Now let's go. Now Caitlinclark and Indiana Fever was smoking like a barbecue grill, and they pulled this win out like a wisdom tooth over Phoenix Mercury, 98-89. 9 points. But what we're going to really talk about is how they blew a 28-point lead and almost really lost this game. Now, let's get into this. In the first quarter, at the 5-minute and 57 mark, Erica Wheeler made a 3-point that put the Indiana Fever up 48-20. So they was up by 28 with just 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. But now, of course, we all know now that the half ended with Indiana Fever ended up, being up 54-37. So they ended up going into halftime being up by 17 points. So now, the thing about it is this. Even though they got the win, people still feels like Christiesides is making critical mistakes that can cost this team the game. Because, Caitlinclark was on fire with the 3-pointers. She was raining them down like 100% chance of thunderstorms. Kelsey Mitchell, she was amazing. You cannot give Caitlinclark credit without giving Kelsey Mitchell credit. She came through. I want to say she hit 6 3-pointers, but she had 28 points. She showed up. She wanted that contract extended. But the thing about it is this. Phoenix Mercury actually came back and took the lead. And then when they did that, they went to their social media page and said, because you counted them out, but they came back and took the lead. Now, they didn't have the lead for long, but the thing is that a 28-point lead was blown out like a birthday candle, and they could have lost this game. Now, Christiesides, she spoke on this in her post-game interview. Now, Christiesides knows what Christiesides does. She took a little accountability, but she basically, in a way, blamed this on Caitlinclark and her turnovers and the team being young. Let's check this video out.
How do you think Kelsey responded to what she describes like trenchy, gritty basketball and obviously kind of not letting the rope go there in the third quarter?
Yeah. Well, 7 turnovers in the third quarters where we have to get better, and they did a great job of doing exactly that, holding on to the rope. We keep talking about that. That is with a young team. We got out to such a hot start. You're not going to be able to sustain that. They have 3 Olympians on that team, but you have to be able to manage when they go on their runs. You can't let them have as much freedom. I think they went on a 9-1 run in the third, took a timeout, and then they went on another 11-5 or 11-6 run. But that was in the middle of all of our turnovers. I need to do a better job. I think things were going so well in the first quarter. When we got to the second, I felt like their legs were a little going on them. I'd let them stay in a little too long, so my rotations probably needed to be a little different in the second quarter. But it's that third quarter. It's that one quarter. We have that one quarter that we've got to figure out. We can't give up 28 points. We still scored 19. But we've got to do a better job of when they go on those runs to be able to stop that and change the momentum.
So you heard in that segment, she took a little accountability by saying she needed to do a better job and all this stuff with her rotation. But she also talked about the turnover. But in this part right here that I'm about to play now is when she directly blamed Caitlinclark turnovers, the team being young, and all that stuff on why they blew the lead and Phoenix Mercury came back.
Yeah, Christie, I guess, were you expecting that Phoenix would, eventually show up with the physicality that they did in the third quarter? And I guess if so, what was that halftime conversation like with your team?
Yeah, these guys are capable of putting 30 points up in a quarter. That's what I told them. That is who they are. They are a veteran group. Like I said, there are 3 Olympians out there. Natasha Cloud is a great point guard. They have the ability to put points up. They're one of the best teams in the league. Just got to find ways, like we kind of just let the air out of ourselves whenever things kind of go south for us. And that is being just a inexperienced group. Get these, I was talking to AB after the game and she was like, Coach, yeah, it happened, but I think we picked that up in the fourth quarter. Like we didn't just let it keep going, which is, you just got to find that growth.
Go Lou, then we'll go back up front to Tony.
When that is happening and they came back and took the lead by a point, was it hard to even believe they did after being down by 28? I know things can't go perfectly the whole game, but probably when you're up by that much, you must feel like we're in control here.
You do, but I'm going to say it, with a young, inexperienced group that's learning how to play when you're up. It's happened to us a few times already this season. That's just a learning thing and a growth thing that we've got to figure out how to stop those runs. That Phoenix did. I still never lost faith. Kelsey came alive right there, and Kelsey knew that was happening and kept feeding her the ball. Kelsey just kept just being so aggressive. Another thing for us is our fouling. We put them on the free throw line so much. They're putting their head down and driving on us. We've got to be able to know that some of those shots that they're taking, they're just not going to, that would be hard shots for them to make, but we're bailing them out with fouls. So that, with the turnovers, is where we've got to be better. That's growth.
So you heard that reporter specifically ask Christiesides about them blowing that lead and Phoenix coming back. And Christiesides responded with, well, the team is young and they are inexperienced. Well, you are the head coach. Y'all had a whole break, a month, and you are calling your team inexperienced? You do know your team watched these interviews, right? Your players watch these interviews. You are the coach. If they are inexperienced, it's your job to get them better. They may be great players and all that kind of stuff, yeah, but they have a coach. You are the coach for a reason. Stop calling your team inexperienced. Because if they are inexperienced at this point, then whose fault is it? They are taking your direction. Let's keep going.
We'll go Tony, then we'll go James.
You mentioned Caitlin finding Kelsey without you having to call plays, and we hear a lot about coaches seeing the game through their point guard's eyes as time goes on. How have you felt that kind of relationship with Caitlin develop in game throughout the year?
Yeah, it was really good during this break to be able to have these scrimmage segments, and I really wanted her to empower her teammates. I really wanted her to do a lot of talking to her teammates. So there was a lot of times, whether it was drills or running certain offenses, I would tell her and only her, so she would be able to get out and tell the players, what we were running or where to go. I would throw some things out there with some sets that we haven't run, so she had to think it through and put people in the right position. But that's, we just have to keep getting better at those things, and then she's learning her teammates. And like tonight, when Kelsey got hot, she went right with, something that is a touch for Kelsey, and that shows just a lot of growth.
James.
Christie, when you're in the middle of this playoff hunt, playoff push, I'm just curious, obviously things have been tough throughout the years here. What is that strain like to just try to be different and try to win and win at a high level?
Yeah, being in this second year of a rebuild, right? This is our second year. Great foundation last year. I really have just been preaching my staff, and I just find a way to only focus our energy on the next play, which is the next game. We aren't in a position yet to look ahead. We can't look in what other people are doing. We've got to focus on us and our habits and us just improving every game. It's our goal to get to the playoffs. It's our goal, and you got to do certain things in this league. I've coached in this league a long time. You got to win the games that you're supposed to win, especially the ones at home. And so that was what was important tonight. First game back, can't look forward. Just make sure we get this win against Phoenix. And they came out and did a great job to start, and then a great job to finish the game.
See, this is what makes people be on the edge with Christiesides. They want to root for her, but it's in these interviews, in these press conferences, is when she sometimes often lose the fans because she says things that people just don't get. I understand everybody's different, but she is very different. And people sometimes don't be getting it like, what are you talking about? You are the head coach. Y'all did get this win by 9 points. A W is a W. It don't matter how you get it, long as you get it. But the thing about it is, y'all almost lost this game. Y'all was at a big deficit. Let's look at Phoenix Mercury and Chicago Sky game, for example. Chicago Sky, they had moments where they try to get back in it, but Phoenix Mercury, not 1 point in that game, let up and blow that lead. They got that lead and they kept it. Yeah, sometimes people blows lead. It happens. It happens. It does. I'm not saying it doesn't. But the way that Indianafever was playing in this game, no, it shouldn't happen in this game. They was the dominant team. They were the better team. So she talking about rotation and all this kind of stuff. I mean, caitlinclark and Kelsey Mitchell, look at it. They on fire. They on fire. Leave them out there. Call the timeout, give them a break, but put them back out there. Is there a moment where you want to take your star player out, but you also got to put your star player back in? Because if you see a team coming back, call a timeout. And I think people feel like that Christiesides wait till it's too late to call timeouts. Now, I understand, all of us are not coaches, so we're just on the outside looking in. But sometimes you got to stop the momentum of the other team before it even gets started. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos. Also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. Also follow my social media at GertieMac15. Holla.